Hello, Mr. 0063 back for part 14 of I Want to Be the World. Hopefully this is the final part. So yeah, last time I defeated the boss or the world from the pre-final area, and I got through the good mechanic in this final area. It's a shame there's just so little of it. And now we get into the area that I don't particularly like. So, housekeeping first. You can switch between three different types of shots. So yeah, I'm going to die here, but yeah, I'm trying to demonstrate the point before I kind of go too far. So here we've got 1 star, so I can just shoot out in this kind of fashion. I can change to this kind of homing one, where you can kind of see they're kind of arcing to hit the nearest kind of thing that's to them. Or I can switch to 3 stars and shoot out and have it kind of come out in a more sort of concentrated beam. But yeah, what we're going to need to do in this area is we're going to need to clear a path through the blocks, obviously the destroyable blocks. And yeah, it's basically, I'd say, a bit like a Gradius section. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. It is a pain in the neck. I never quite know which perhaps is the best shot type to have on in order to kind of get through. But yeah, the timing, unfortunately, for kind of getting through all these areas is just a pain in the neck. There's a whole mess of crap going on. And yeah, this is just, what can I say, not my favourite area by any stretch of the imagination. Unfortunately, there will be a more difficult one to come as well. Blimey, that was close. But yeah, this first one, I guess, perhaps isn't so bad. And provided that I don't have a nightmare here, I'm hoping that we're going to do it. As you can see, that G over on the right-hand side is effectively the goal. So yeah, I don't have too many complaints, admittedly, about the first screen. Not that I say I especially still like it, but oh my god, this one is just the biggest pain in the neck in the world. There's just so much having to loop round and go in a really convoluted path in order to get through. The screen gets just absolutely filled with enemies. This is a pain in the neck. What you can also do, if you kind of press the X of my X button here, is you can kind of. So I should have shown that off actually. Let me do that as well. You can do more concentrated shots. So I'll do that for all 3 just to show them off, so that they're a little bit stronger. So yeah, I'm going to die here, but in fact I'm going to reset. So I'll just show this off at the beginning, all 3 of these ones. So yeah, you get more sort of concentrated shots. They do more damage, but again, your mobility is hindered. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get through this, I don't think. So yeah, so yeah, I can't move anywhere near as quick. And yeah, believe me, for a lot of this area, I'm going to want to move bloody quick. There are going to be certain times, I think, where I probably do want the more concentrated shots on, because, as I say, they deal more damage. I'll be able to get through the blocks just that little bit quicker. And say in this area here, actually, as well, I was pressing the wrong. I wasn't just. I was using the wrong button, Blair. But here, I want to get rid of the sodding. Oh bloody hell! Those blue star moon things that shoot out shockwaves all over the place, because they're a pain in the neck. Yeah, but what I also need to do for that area is lure the bullet bills, so that they're nowhere near where I want to be. Because what big problem I've got here, this is the bit where I'm going to need to kind of make a right dash for the exit. But the problem is those sodding bullet bills and the things that come at me from behind come in at the same height I'm at. So what I need to do is I need to fake them out, you know, toward either the bottom or the top of the screen, so that they don't appear right in the middle of the screen, which is where I need to set off initially to clear that area. But I hate this flipping. I hate this flipping one. There's too much going on. There's seriously too much just going on screen. The path that you need to take to get hopefully, which we're going to see in a little while, with all the blocks that you have to destroy, is just so convoluted, so long. It's a pain in the arse to get through, and yeah, I really do not like this screen. See, look at that. I've got to wait for that sodding bloody bloody energy sphere to get out of the way. If this is done, this go, which is probably not going to be now because I screwed up here at the bottom, unfortunately. Or is it? I'm going to get through. I'm going to get through. I don't friggin' believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm through both of those in 5 minutes. Are you joking me? I honestly don't know what to say. I hate that screen. I hope that section is a pain in the arse. But it's done. And hey, we're at the final boss. So it's the world again. And he's going to work reasonably similarly to how he did previously. Just this time, we're in the air. Or in a kind of a gradius kind of section rather than being, you know, on solid ground. He works much the same way. He will have pretty much the same attacks. He will do a few new things. So what you'll also find is that he will also I should be doing this and getting more shots in blur. Is that he'll kind of like bring in additional, when he gets down to certain low health, a bit like he did maybe with the like the green or the yellow extra energy spheres for the pre-final version. Here he's going to summon other enemies that were in that kind of gradius area. I know admittedly it's not gradius, but that's just what I'm going to refer to it as. Like the zingers and like the blue and white moon star icon thingies, which are going to be a kind of a pain, and they're going to create extra projectiles for me to have to worry about. Obviously for this tornado one, just be careful not to move down when you see it. Yeah, this is going extraordinarily well. Yeah, here comes the backup. And I'd probably recommend taking these out. You probably don't want to deal with too many things on screen at once. So yeah, if he does summon additional help, then yeah, try and take them out as quickly as you can. It's probably the safest thing to do. Obviously, if he's like low down on health, or for whatever reason you can't get at them or can't easily get at them, then you know, leave them be. But you know, as a general rule, so bullet bills I will leave completely alone. And I was so close to beating him, and you shot the freaking thing just where I didn't want it to. But bullet bills won't stay on screen. So a bit like those star moon things, and also the zingers, which we haven't actually seen yet. This is all wrong. I've got my wrong button, the wrong shot style set up. Then yeah, they will kind of stay on screen, so you definitely want to take them out. The music seems to have, I was going to say, I didn't hear any music there. I thought it glitched. Blair. Yeah, they stay on screen, so take them out. The bullet bills, on the other hand, do not. So, okay, I need to move to the right-hand side of the screen so I was not dying by not scrolling far enough over. Good to know. Oh, God. But yeah, the bullet bills will travel off the screen, so you don't need to worry so much about killing them. In fact, I say I would just ignore them, frankly. Get out of their way. And just, yeah, leave them be. Yeah, I was doing so well there, and I got the tornadoes were just in a. I ended up on an area of the screen where that was terrible. Where the tornadoes were just not helpful to me. I think I had a few other projectiles at the top left-hand side of the screen that I was having to dodge as well. But yeah, that was not good. I could have done that first go. Here's hoping I'm not here for an extended period of time. But equally, again, I don't find this boss that difficult, really. It's probably somewhat on a par, maybe, with the final boss of Galaxy. I find the final boss of Galaxy easier than the pre-final boss. So yeah, this is probably the attack I must admit I do not want to see, because it just feels a little bit random. Finding the spaces. Sometimes you'll get a lot of space, sometimes you won't. But yeah, that's one probably. Other than him summoning additional, you know, zingers, whatever. Must admit that one. Yeah, the one with the blue spread shot is probably the one I don't want to see. I don't want to jinx it, but I seem to be getting a handle on the star attack. And now we've got tornadoes again. You've actually been quite generous this fight. I'm going to be very careful here, though. Right, so zingers I definitely want to destroy. Problem is, the world is in a position now where you're going to block off the shots I want to get on that middle zinger. And yeah, that went a bit crazy. I still probably should have avoided that, but by not killing that zinger earlier, I ended up with, you know, probably way too much on the screen there for my liking. So yeah, definitely want to take them out as soon as possible. But unfortunately, if they come in the middle of the screen, and those I think can come at pretty much any height, It's usually 3, I think, but yeah, that was not a good height for the Zinger to appear. It was like the world, unfortunately, was right in front of the damn thing, and I couldn't really... Because like here, he's kind of like looping up and down, and here he was just kind of moving side to side, but of course right at the same height as the bloody Zinger, which was making it incredibly hard to hit. I don't like that attack. They seem to go in every which way direction as well. So unlike, for instance, the World fight from Galaxy, where he did a kind of a similar attack, actually going to the right-hand side of the screen, past him, and I could kind of looping them round seemed to be a good tactic. That doesn't really seem to be That doesn't really seem to be that great here. Yeah, stars, tornadoes for the most part, I'll take. I'll also take this one, because in the sky this one is a pretty easy one to avoid. That one would only be really difficult when there's a lot on screen to have to worry about, but yeah, when there's not, that one's absolutely fine. Yeah, there's just so much room to avoid that. If I got to that on a clear sky, clear space, whatever, I'm pretty devastated. This one, although they're not bouncing technically, they're more just swaying, arcing. I probably don't want to see this one because it can sometimes be a little bit tricky to predict exactly where they're going to go, or you know what height they're going to actually get to. Yeah, I want to get rid of these as soon as. Oh, you sod. Oh wow, zingers. That's another reason why I definitely do not want to see that attack when you're starting to call for additional backup, because they always come from the right-hand side of the screen, and as I previously said, it might look like getting to the right-hand side of the screen is possibly, or so maybe not necessarily works really well for that attack, but it still might be somewhat helpful. But yeah, on that final phase, or sorry, when you're summoning, yeah, zingers and whatnot, I can't really be at the right-hand side of the screen because they'll just come out of nowhere and take me completely by surprise. That was awfully timed. On the boss's point of view, not necessarily mine. Typically, I would just... So typically I'm just going with the single shot, although I don't know actually whether that's the best thing to do. Maybe this is... because it's a bit of a wider berth, or it covers a wider range, so maybe this is a better one to do. But it doesn't seem like it's quite as stronger. See, like the thing's not as the shots don't come out as often, but it seems to be doing pretty well from a damage point of view. So maybe this is a decent option to actually put on. I'm not sure it makes a hell of a lot of difference, but yeah, I guess I can't complain about the damage that's going on at the moment. One other thing I thought that's probably worth saying is, for most of the time, I've got the I'm holding down the extra shoot button, which would mean I've got the kind of like the stronger shots that are coming out. But when he's kind of like moves in away from me, you know, I take the thing off, or certainly for this attack as well, just so I get some extra movement back. Clearly, it doesn't always help me, and I'm actually not happy with that 3-star one. I'm just going to go with the continual, like, laser kind of shot that I get from this first star, from this 1-star pattern. This seems to be doing a pretty good job before, so I'm just going to stick with this one. It seems to be doing actually about as much damage anyway, and provided I can predict where he's going to go reasonably well, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's going to suit me much better than the 3-star attack. That attack, incidentally, is also very annoying because the crap he shoots out actually form a barrier. So look, I can't actually damage him through those things when he does this attack either, which is also really flipping annoying. All the other ones, when he does an attack, like I can kind of like still hold. I mean, I'm still holding down the shoot button anyway. I'm not going to not shoot at all at any point in time, really. But this attack, I say, I can still damage him. But the other one, not only is it probably one of the most annoying ones to dodge, it also means that I can't really hit him. Just be careful for the tornado one. Make sure I'm not moving down when you're just about to do a tornado attack. You're obviously noticing that or hopefully, presumably, that I am moving to the right-hand side of the screen whenever he is going to the left-hand side of the screen. Obviously, that's to get out of range of his energy sphere fan attack. Yeah, I don't want to be in the kind of like, you know, the over in the left-hand side of the screen when he's doing that. I was moving down there. That was very, very risky. And not a good idea at all. I was going to say, are you not summoning anything? Not that I'm complaining, but... Damn it. Oh, I did kill that thing. Good. Okay, we've reset the space field. Damn it. I didn't kill that thing, and now I'm in trouble because there's too much on screen. Hence why you need to kill those things pretty damn quickly. Yeah, I should definitely just focus on trying to take those out. Ignore the world. Unless he's really low on health, and I feel like I can just take him out. But yeah, unless it's bullet bills, yeah, for goodness sake, try and take him out. Although I must admit, I really don't think that attack is a very nice one when you've got lots of other stuff on screen. You know, this one, for instance, would be absolutely fine. But yeah, although the star one, I seem to be doing quite a good job of it, just normally, but not when you're sending out. Oh damn you! Not when you've got, like, you know, the blue and white moon star things, or indeed zingers shooting out other stuff. I don't want to see the star attack then. That seems like a really annoying time to do that move. Don't want to really see this one ever. But I suppose now, before you start putting the extra stuff on screen, is better than anything. Yep, I'll take that. Oh my god, I didn't see how flipping close he was to me there. Jesus Christ, I wasn't paying attention to him at all. I was like, oh my god, I'm like right on top of him. One more. Good. Right, here comes the backup. Bullet bills would be nice. Zingers are probably the worst, because they seem to have more health than the other ones. Oh, so what do? Where the hell am I? The move's blocking the sodding screen, and it's a star attack, and you're a knob. Oh my god. And look at those zingers. They were like right at the top of the screen and right at the bottom of the screen, meaning that I had the longest distance to travel between in order to take them all out. And yeah, they're the ones that fill the screen with the most stuff. I feel like the shockwaves that the moon star things shoot out are much easier to dodge than the bloody energy pellets, or energy spheres those things shoot out. There's so many of the damn things. And as I said, unfortunately, on that run, they were like at the top and bottom of the screen, meaning there was no way I could have taken them out quickly. Yeah, I'm just kind of shooting here just so that I don't just so that I'm already kind of shooting when it stops. It's almost more difficult to just kind of like take my finger off the button there and try not shooting. I might as well just continue shooting there, even though, you know, frankly, I'm not going to get any hits in. But yeah, there's no harm in doing so. Oh my god, I didn't think you were going to arc anywhere near that high up. So they're quite unpredictable from that sense. Yeah, I thought that one was just going to be way lower. That wasn't good. I don't feel like I'm ultimately that reliant on a decent set of moves to beat you, but it would certainly help. I don't feel like you've been like, I say, you haven't been terrible, so I can't complain like too much. But yeah, I do think this final boss is harder than the one from Galaxy, definitely. Okay, so you're quite low, you're quite high. That went way too high. That shouldn't have been that. Honest to God, I don't think I should have arced up anywhere near that high. I also shouldn't be using the drat. Oh my god, what a freaking dodge that was. I also shouldn't be using the concentrated shots there when I'm dodging that, because oh my days. I went off the freaking left hand edge of the screen. Ugh. Because if I'm doing this, I say my movement is a bit more limited. So yeah, I shouldn't be using the concentrated shot if you're doing the blue pellet attack. I should take off the. I should stop holding down the X button and give myself more movement. Like here, I'll take it off. So now I can move around much more freely. Oh damn! That epic dodge I pulled off went completely to waste as well. Admittedly, if it wasn't going to go to waste, I'd have had to have beaten the boss that go. But still, it was pretty disappointing to have died on like almost the next attack after it. Yeah, I guess I feel like I probably need a good set of moves when you're kind of like down to your final phase. Oh my god, that was terrible. Final phase, just to... So I don't get like for instance zingers at the top and bottom of the screen, because I need a clear screen. None of the normal attacks he does, or the world does. Are you freaking kidding me? On their own are difficult to avoid. Maybe the blue pellet one, but all the other ones on their own are I'd say reasonably straightforward. But when you start combining them with other crap that's on screen, then yeah, they all of a sudden become a lot more threatening. So I'd like to see a lot of bullet bills during your final set of moves and whatnot. And not that one, admittedly. Or that one at the beginning would be lovely, but not at the end. Get out of the way. And I don't like this attack. Again, it's not a bouncing thing, this one, it's just an arcing thing, but bloody hell, I seem to have a hell of a lot of trouble predicting where the hell they're going to go. Right, hopefully that's the last we see of the stars, because, no it's not. Alright, fine, but you're not doing any additional moves, anything additional yet, so I'll still take that. Now I do not want to see any again. Now I do not want to see that again. I don't know what's coming, but thankfully it's not stars. That's actually a pretty good one, I must admit. But these zingers take so freaking long to kill. He's still not dead. At least you did bullet bills, but the world's like in the way of them as well. I hate the zingers, god damn. They just put so much on screen. Bullet bills, bullet bills, bullet bills. Come on, die, 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 please die. Yes, we're done. Okay, so apart from that zinger one, you were actually pretty kind there. Bullet bills, I think, after that. Fairly decent set of moves. Admittedly, I don't necessarily like that arcing orange sphere attack, but yeah, I'll take it, given that when you've got other messes of crap on the screen, it actually is a reasonably... It gives you a lot of time to react to it. But yeah, anyway. Oh, that's the final boss done, and that is indeed the game done. So, yeah. I'm slightly conscious that you've probably got the impression that I've spent a lot of this game moaning and complaining, and yeah, that kind of feels a little bit like that to me too, so I sincerely apologise for that. I don't think the game is maybe as bad as I've maybe whined and complained about. I do think there are a lot of really good things about the game, but unfortunately I do think that some of the gimmicks are... Well, the gimmicks themselves are all good, but I think they're not really used. Some of the screens where they're used are just really, really awkward, and they end up not being fun and just being kind of overly obnoxious or boring. I mean, I'll just to give one example, that final screen of the tower with or pyramid or whatever with the teleport blocks. That one final jump where you have to be so precise. If you mess that up, you spend about 2 minutes just getting the bottom left teleporter into a position just to make it. It ends up being a chore. But the gimmicks themselves, I think, are good. But just unfortunately, on a fair number of occasions, the execution and the style of how they're used just kind of falls apart a little bit, which is a shame. I say for the most part, the bosses are pretty good, pretty fun. I hate Meta Knight. I hate the 3 crystals. But So even this night, I think, you know, I never spent maybe that long on it. I know it was the boss I spent the longest on this time, but that's because I beat the crystals insanely quickly for me, and even then it was still about 45 minutes or so. But God, the 3 crystals one, I could literally be there for hours. It honestly took 6 hours, I think, to beat them my first time. I just could not get the hang of them. I was just getting more and more pissed off. But yeah, anyway, I definitely think there's. It's a good game. There's certainly merit to it. I think the gimmicks, when they work really well. But there are just probably too many moments where they don't work quite so well. And there are quite a few sections where I'm not a fan of. The final thing you have to do in that final area as well, with the greatest kind of section, not the final boss, but those 2 screens there. The first one's fine, admittedly, but I hate the second one. I can't believe I cleared that in about 3 minutes. Oh my god. But the gimmick before it, the you know, where you've got the copy kid, that had so much potential, and you only get about 2 screens of it. I think it's 3, but I'm not really counting the first one because you don't barely use it on that one. But you get like two in between 2 save points or something. So, you know, using it, it's criminally underused. That had so much potential. There should have been so much more of that in that final area. The final area itself could have been a lot longer as well. The Holy Precincts from Galaxy was a lot longer. It had lots of screens, lots of interesting things. Admittedly, I'm quite happy there wasn't quite so much of there wasn't any more of the Gradius stuff. But yeah, the copy kid, that could have been. There was so much more that could have been done with that. Yeah, I think that's kind of all what I wanted to say. I still think it's a good game. I certainly think it's worth playing if you like the adventure puzzles type games. But yeah, I think this one has its flaws, or certainly more noticeable than Galaxy. Galaxy is in my opinion, a much better game than this. But say this game is still fun in places, and I still think it's definitely worth playing. And I think, yeah, that's my 2 cents. So, Finn, ! We are absolutely done. I will once again, for the final time, press the S key. I shall save. I shall hit T. I've got maximum 45 stars, and you can see over on the right-hand side there, perfect. Which is just how I like to be. So, yeah, this is the end of I Want to Be the World. Sorry if it's been a bit more whiny and complainy than perhaps you would have liked. It's probably certainly been a bit more than I would have liked. But yeah, I do think the frustration that is kind of there in this game does warrant that sometimes. But I say that's not to detract from ultimately what I still think is a good game. And I shall leave it there. Next up will be, or my next project at least, since I've done 2 I Want to Be games, we'll be getting back to Mega Man. And I am going to do Mega Man and Bass. So yeah, I've finally now purchased that through Virtual Console on Wii U, so on the Game Boy Advance version. So I actually feel legitimately able to play the game via a ROM on a PC now that I own the game. So yeah, I will be doing Mega Man and Bass. Through a GBA version on PC, but I'm no way in hell doing perfect runs. I'm sorry, I might not have even done them anyway, but I'm not doing perfect runs on a Mega Man game while playing a game on a keyboard. There is no way in hell I'm doing that, so sorry. I will get back to perfect runs when doing Mega Man's 9 and 10, but I do also want to show off Mega Man and Bass because it's certainly worth playing. But yeah, perfect runs, I'm going to give myself a break for Mega Man and Bass. But yeah, that's going to be my next project. And yeah, hope to see you for it. So yeah, this has been I Want to Be the World. Cheerio.